to run the PFD separately, the ND separately, system separately, FMGS, sky's the limit. The Airing 424, that's the protocol that describes the database that you guys all use monthly. You're familiar with what's called the IRAC cycle, Navigraph, those terms familiar? It's an international standard format. It's a text file. What it is, it's not a database. It's the format used to write the database that these machines use. The FMGS loads data that is formatted in 424 protocol. They all come from the same source. That's in Airing 424 format. Now, our FMGS contains a standard database, which reads an Airing 424 file, and a tailored database. That means we can read your Airing cycle, be it from Navigraph, be it from Jeppesen, be it from Lido, whoever else you want. If they provide the 424 protocol, we can read it. The tailored section of our FMGS contains user editions, and it's stored locally. However, what you can do is, when you create new nav aids, new SIDS and stars, things like that, you can store them locally and you can share them with your friends. Interested database providers, I put that in there for those who come from Navigraph and all that. They can talk to us about licensing our converter. We convert the 424 protocol so we can produce the data that's required for our FMGS. Now, let's skip a little bit about the 600 series. This is an add-on standard over the Airing 429 protocol. We use it to transport message data from flight warning computers, so your warning and caution and the cycles and all that stuff, to the display units, your engine and warning display, and the SD, the systems display. And it allows the ECAM actions that come to the pilot to alert them when a failure has occurred. And also allows the flight management system to the ND to display flight plan data. I don't want you to be bored with how it works. We coded it, it works, that's it. Our Autoflight system is complete. It includes a flight management and guidance system, which takes care of the autopilot functionality, flight director, and Autoflight. It's complete flight management done in an Airbus. So your fly-by-wire system can use this to guide the flight plan on the aircraft. It has a flight augmentation computer with yaw damper and rudder travel limiting. I don't know if you recall or if you read it in the news a while back, some years ago, where an Airbus, not a 320, 300, which crashed in the ocean because its pilot thought that the rudder was acting weird and started fighting it. Now that fighting action on the rudder pedals that he used, he kept pushing it to go around. The aircraft started yawing out of control and it would fall right into the ocean. That was pilot-induced problem. This A320 has rudder travel limiting. It protects the pilot from such problems. The electrical flight control systems, the roll and pitch controls in the A320 are electrical, and they're based on two types of computers, the ELAC and the SAC. Two elevator aileron computers control your elevators and ailerons. Three spoiler elevator computers control your spoilers and elevators. They talk to each other, they discuss whether it's proper and appropriate for an aileron to move and give a proper deflection. Pitch controls and roll and yaw controls are controlled by the EFCS. The electric flight control system controls pitch by 3 laws, as we talked previously. The pitch normal law, which is a combined control of elevators, and the trim horizontal stabilizer. And it achieves a load factor. It doesn't tell the aircraft, the pilot doesn't tell the aircraft, I want to pitch 10 degrees. It tells the aircraft, I want you to go to a pitch load of 1.15 G. That means that there's much stabler flight and the controls are much smoother than any other aircraft we've pilot. You can go in alternate law. If you have failures, the computers still work and still limit the problems that can occur, even in a failure condition. So there are limitations that still affect the load factor that cannot be overridden by the pilot. The pilot will need to put the aircraft in direct law in order to control the elevator angle from side stick and do that with a specific gain that's defined in its system. When you're in pitch direct law, the pitch trim becomes mechanical, so you can tune it by hand. roll and yaw controls equivalently. You have roll normal law, which is a combined control of the ailerons and spoilers, plus rudder control to achieve neutral spiral stability, up to 33 degrees of bank angle, and turn coordination and Dutch roll damping. And in direct law, you control the ailerons and spoilers from the side stick with a specific gain that's given here. We did a lot of sound editing, as you know. Our Airbus has, as we said, 4 separate external sound sources. We use 4 different aircraft to collect sounds, both in CFM engines and IAE engines. And we had 3 separate Class D simulator visits to record those ambient sounds that you hear in the cockpit. So anything from the ambient wind sound in the cockpit to the flap lever motion is recorded, and we have it. The result is 45 separate sounds for the IAE and 56 separate sounds for the CFM engines. And we have 88 separate sounds for ambient, environment, and cockpit. I see a lot of tired faces, so let me go into an FSX demo. I think it would be a little more rewarding to see that. Another PowerPoint slide. Are you interested in that? What we're going to see in that FSX demo, we'll see the external model, the 2D panels, top of big spots, DU switching, DMC failure, some TLA gates, pedestal TLA cable control, and finally, flight plan entry. Many of you want SIDS and stars. That's your favorite thing. We have it. And last but not least, the virtual cockpit that someone in this audience is very, very proud of. Okay, time to do it. So give me 2 seconds to set up. So the detail that you'll see here is not really evident of how much we've put in. The labeling and the images that you'll see are much, much crisper when you run them on your computer. Hopefully next year we'll have a better projector. All this technical data and nobody's asleep. What's going on? Little patience until I adjust it. Can everybody see it? Okay, this is our 2D panel as I mentioned before. Let me just go to the external model. Close the door. As you can see here, this is our external model, the A320 by Flight Simulation with livery. We'll have, in our final product, we'll have, I think, about 40 different liveries to choose from. I'm not sure how clear this is on the projector, but we've gone through great detail to model labels on this aircraft, which was my pet peeve. I wanted to see whatever's written on the aircraft. And sure enough, I think you can see that now. Says to open, go from locked to unlocked position, close. It's important to check that the area below door is free from obstruction. Sorry if I can't read it very well with my neck turned like that. Ooh, too close. Yes, not too close. This is where you hoist the engine from. It's a hoist point. You make sure the fan valve doors are fully latched and closed. And yes, it takes mobile jet oil too, apparently. I didn't know that. This is the access door. Cargo doors. And this is what's called the outflow valve. It's a valve, it's a door that allows you to control the outflow of air, the outflow vent, right, Jordan? What Captain Sullenberger, and that's why I wanted to bring that up with the picture of that floating Airbus. Captain Sullenberger brought the Airbus down the Hudson River. There is a specific button that he should have pushed to get the aircraft to float easier. And what it does, it's called ditching, and you push it and it closes all the surfaces on the aircraft. All the external surfaces are closed with that ditching button. Sully didn't do it, but the aircraft still floated. What should he have done? I think he should have pressed this button here to get the outflow closed. And that way, there would be no water seeping in. Let's open it again. You can see the opening of the outflow valve is slower. We've even measured the timing there. Just to show you a little bit of the view. In all, it's 1024 by 768 views. We've got all animated surfaces. I'm not even going to go into the detail of stuff that you've seen before. I mean, just assume that it's there. All animated surfaces, flaps, slats, horizontal trim, stabilizer, elevators, rudders, all that stuff is already there. You can see them move. It's no problem. We even have the flaps and slats moving. And some spoiler action. I really wish I could put this in your hands right now so that you can enjoy an Airbus like we are enjoying already. But let's just take a sneak